Hi guys, this is Julio from JDM Expo. We are here today at Okubo factory. We have a car in the process being built for one of our customers. He came to us to look for a Skyline, and once he bought the Skyline, he had plans, I believe, after to do a bit more extra work. They're a bit hard at work in there at the moment, so we won't go inside. We took some video footage earlier, which you'll be able to see, and we'll talk about the car in general. This is Juan from America.
Hello.
All right, welcome back to Japan. You were here before, earlier in the year.
Yes, correct.
And how long ago was that? What time?
6-7 months.
Was it February, March maybe, or something like that?
I think it was March.
Okay, so that was just after you purchased the car. Tell us a little bit about your experience with purchasing the car, the process that you went through, your thoughts before you approached us, how you came to find us.
Yeah, I've been following JDM Expo for the past 4.5 years, like ever since I started thinking about owning a Skyline, an R34 Skyline. I started looking them up and the webpage, and well, they're always been a little expensive. So after they got legal in the US, the prices went completely high, and I started looking for other options, and that's when I asked you to help me with this one.
Okay, did you find the car yourself, or did you ask us to try and source a car for you?
No, I asked you if you could help me to find a good one in a good condition for a good price that I could afford, and that's the one you found for me.
That's the trick, isn't it? Finding a decent one for the right price.
Correct. Yes.
Especially these days.
Yep.
We know some people will be finding anything and hoping for the best. But okay, so we found the car for you. We helped you purchase the car.
Yes.
And then we had it delivered to our facility to put in storage. Because you had a different plan. Once you bought the car, you had a slightly different plan in mind for the car.
Yeah, so I always thought about the Skyline, the GTR, the R34 GTR, and I just love the way it looks. So this one is not a GTR, this one is a GT, so it's like the base model. And then...
Still running the RB25 right in there.
Correct, RB25, non-turbo. So I started looking up options of how to make it look like a GTR. I mean, it was never my intention to say I have a GTR when it's not a GTR, but I loved how the GTR looks. So I started looking up things online and like body kits and all that, but they were like really expensive. So I started looking up options here in Japan, thinking that I could have it done here while the car was, before the car got shipped, and the main time that was here. So that's when I found Okubo factory, and I got in contact with you and asked you if you could help me to reach out to them and get more information.
So it's not where you say expensive to do the kits and things like that on the car. It's not that Okubo factory do them cheap. It's they just do it to the next level, right?
Yes. So the finish and quality that they got here, it's just like, I would say it's as good or better than factory.
Okay, all right. And we'll just have a little look from a distance here. We've already been in to have a look at the car, but they're hard at work because the car is not completed yet. They're hoping to have this finished by Thursday, I believe. Today is Wednesday, so that's tomorrow. And then they plan on taking your car to ours meeting this
Correct.
Weekend?
Yes.
Okay, there's Mr. Okubo himself. So we did talk to Okubo earlier about all the parts on the car. Unfortunately, we had mic problems, and we'll just recap on what he was saying. So basically, the body kit itself, most of the body kit itself, is from Okubo, right?
Yes,
they
correct.
produce it.
They fabricate all their parts here, and then yeah, I mean they're like extremely good quality. I cannot tell the difference between like the parts that I just seen in the car and like OEM parts. There's nothing. There's not a single thing that you can tell the difference.
Okay, so the hood is like a Z-Tune, Z-Tune, however you want to pronounce that,
so the body
replica.
kit that we chose for this car is the C-Tune.
Uh-huh.
Like that's what they do in Omori factory.
Mhm.
But I mean, yeah, that's the way this one looks like now.
Okay, kind of like the CRS kind of approach to the body kit styling, right?
Yes.
But those fenders are not the same size. They're wider, right?
Yeah, so Okubo factory makes them 10 millimeters wider than the original C-Tune.
Okay.
So it makes the car look a little more aggressive.
Okay. And then with those fenders on, obviously the inner lining's got to come out and everything. What about the inner linings? Is it just the original inner linings going
So
back
he fabricates like an adapter for the inner liner and a fiberglass adapter, and then he also has got the original OEM GTR inner liner plastics over there.
Okay. And then the rear fender panels, what are they?
So those are original Nissan quarter panels for the back. Original GTR quarter panels are metal. So the car was cut and welded to fit. So now it's just like basically a GTR body, like a factory body, all metal and everything. But it's not a GTR.
Let's see if we can get a bit closer on that. We did have a look earlier. So basically the whole quarter panel up from, I don't know if my finger's going to see that, basically halfway up there on the rear quarter panel by the rear window, all the way down is the whole metal sheet, basically, the whole panel.
Correct.
Right? Okay. And then we're looking at these headlights. Tell us a little bit about these headlights.
Yeah, so those headlights, I saw them on one of Okubo Factory's videos, and it caught my attention because I looked them up online and I could never find like custom headlights for Skylines, GTR R34 Skylines. So I asked him about this option, and he said that he makes them here. So he fabricates those inserts, and they're LED inserts.
Right. Okay. That's pretty sweet. I have seen similar lights, whether they're the same or some other brand, I don't know. But yeah, what you're saying is he actually makes these himself. He has another car going, I think, his R35 getting started. So the brakes, actually, you were saying, first, let's talk about those wheels. What size wheels you gone with them?
So they're 19s by 10.5s. So right now it's got 295 tires all around.
Okay. And the brakes, you're upgrading the brakes on those?
Yes. So right now it has the R35 GTR Brembo brakes, just because I like how they look, and I think it combines with the body style that I went with.
Okay, so that's the calipers, the discs, rotors, yeah?
Rotors, everything.
All right, and it retains the ABS system in there at the moment,
Yes.
But what are you going to do with that?
Yeah, eventually I'm planning on not having ABS anymore, because I don't think it's just gonna be a normal driven car. It's just gonna be like a show, eventually, like just race in the weekends or whatever. So I don't think I would need ABS or windshield wiper fluid or anything. So I want to shave the engine bay.
Oh yeah, going to tuck and shave that. And I mean, you're going to build the engine yourself. You build cars yourself sometimes, right?
Yes, correct.
Currently, you have, what is it, an Impreza?
It's a STI Impreza 2014. And it's making 620 wheel horsepower.
Oh, okay. And you built that yourself?
Yes.
Right. And you plan to do kind of similar figures, maybe, for this one?
This one I want it to be anywhere in between 650 to 800 wheel horsepower.
Okay, so you're going to open up the engine.
Yep, forge it, then different intake manifold, different exhaust manifold, single, bigger turbo, like, yeah, all that.
Right, okay, cool. That's pretty impressive. What about on the rear there? That rear wing looks a little bit higher than a normal GTR.
So yeah, GTR wings are a little bit closer to the trunk, but this one's got some spacers, aftermarket spacers, that bring the wing a little taller.
Okay. And then we can see here at the front front, it's not complete. Got to put the lens in there for the indicators, side repeaters, and then also the front lip is missing at the moment, but that's going to go on later, I guess.
Correct, yes.
The hood itself is comprised of what materials?
That's made of fiberglass and carbon fiber.
Okay, and it's fully functional.
Yes.
Inside, like it's not just show only.
Correct. The vents are actually functional.
Okay, all right. What about the exhaust? I believe that's your exhaust over there.
Yeah, that's an HKS catback exhaust.
Okay, and that's what, similar to what the GTRs run?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And then we have like this final large part of the unit, which is going to play, I guess, a big part of your build, right?
Yep, that's an OS sequential transmission.
Okay, and that end part there is from a GTR?
Yes, that's a transfer case from a GTR.
Okay.
And it's modified and welded to fit a two-wheel drive Skyline.
Rear wheel drive one, yeah, right, okay. And anything else? What about suspension? What are we running on suspension here?
We're running HKS coilovers.
Okay, let's have a quick look, see if we can find anything inside there. I don't know if we're gonna get inside that. No, we can't really see it. You can just see the springs there. But these are Hypermax X, right?
Correct.
S?
Yes.
Hypermax X, okay, all right. And what about the interior? What are we doing for the interior?
The interior, we're gonna change the cluster for a...
This one here?
Yes, that's the one. It's a GTR cluster.
Nismo? Nismo cluster. So you got the 320 kilometer.
Yeah. We're gonna change
cluster.
the steering wheel, and we're also gonna change the dash.
You got a Nismo steering wheel, and also dashboard is going to be from
GTT.
GTT, which is apparently similar to the GTRs, because you're going to get like on the top of the dashboard, you're eventually going to put in
The standalone ECU screen.
Okay, all right. And then in the engine bay, I guess you're going to plan on taking the battery, relocate
Yes,
it?
so we're gonna change the fuse box to the back and the battery.
Okay, all right. It's a long build. We brought it over to Okubo around June this year, I believe it was. They had to get this transmission put together, which apparently they had to wait a few months for, and get the rear panels from Nissan. And the whole process was about 3 to 4 months to get the whole thing built and sprayed together. All right, well, this is JDM Expo. We helped Juan with the process. He came to us, looked for a car. We found a car for him. And he had his plans to get the wide body done, not just any old wide body. This is Okubo Factory's production, mainly all in-house. And if you haven't heard about Okubo Factory, they produce some stunning work, absolutely stunning work. There he is, proud owner, taking those photos, getting it in there. So yeah, if you're interested in anything like this car, the bodywork, getting it all transferred over, get this mad transformation done, hit us up. We can help with the process. We can get the panels shipped out to your country for you. Okubo Factory can take the orders, but they do not ship out of Japan. We can handle that for you. Or like what Juan has done, you can get the car here in Japan and have it built at Okubo Factory personally by Okubo himself. There he is, hard at work, always hard at work. Okay, you know where to reach us. info@jdm-expo.com. Get in touch and see what we can do for you.